What is going on, fellow Guardians? I'm Alpha Skies. Today is June the 7th, so let's go ahead and take a look at the daily lost sector, the Quarry. The Quarry is going to be found on the northern part of the EDZ over in the Sunken Isles. As you can see, the builds I'm going to be using: Empowering Rift with Top Tree Void, Witherhoard, Vision of Confluence, and Royal Entry. There are a couple things that I think need to be specifically noted about this lost sector. First one being there are solar shields in the lost sector, which is why we are running Vision of Confluence. However, it is not entirely needed, as you will see in the gameplay here that there are a couple of explosive barrels that are laid out around the map that if you do shoot them while the solar shielded enemies are nearby, it will actually blow that solar shield up on its own. However, with RNG always being a thing and you never knowing how the AIs in this game is going to work, I don't find it a very reliable way of actually popping their shields, so I would still just recommend you actually using your Vision of Confluence instead. I also want to note that I don't believe that Anarchy is actually going to be any better here than the Royal Entry. The primary reason is that the actual last boss of this lost sector, for whatever reason, I don't know if it's bugged or if Bungie intended it to be this way for the actual Nightmare bosses, if it's a mechanic or whatever it may be, but Breach and Clear does actually not proc on the final boss of this lost sector. However, it is still very strong against the champions, which is why I chose to run Witherhoard regardless. You will also see in the footage here that we're running Lasting Impression as well as Major Spec on the Lost Entry with our Empowering Rift. The main reason we actually do that is because with the Barrier Champion that you see at the very end, if you don't actually take care of him very quick, he becomes extremely annoying. The reasoning for doing this is that whenever you shoot your Witherhoard at him and you have your Empowering Rift up, it's essentially going to one-shot him if you manage to get the timing correct, which is obviously just going to help you get your runs and stuff cleared a little bit faster. You don't have to be perfect. This is a relatively fast lost sector if you do manage to take care of things fairly efficiently. As you can see in the run that I'm doing here, this is just about a 2-minute run. We'll go ahead and let the last bit of this gameplay actually roll through, and we'll go ahead and explain some different alternative weapons and stuff that you can use at the very end of the video. There are a couple of alternative weapons that you can run in each slot if you just absolutely hate this loadout. First in your primary being the Ignition Code. There is the Arceus, however I do think Vision of Confluence is just going to be better for you, and I'm sure there are different alternatives to the Royal Entry. If you want to run Deathbringer with Ignition, you can, or if you're a Titan, Crown Splitter is also extremely strong as well. I just wouldn't run it because I don't think getting in a bunch of the champions and bosses' face is very smart, but I hope everybody has a good time farming. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll see you guys in the next one.